Want a flawless complexion? Check this out. Perfect skin is the ultimate confidence booster, even if you have to fake it with makeup. Jen Karsten of Makeup Forever is here to give us the perfect foundation step by step. Hi Jen, where do we start?
Number one, make sure that you consult, with someone and figure out like what your needs are.
Okay.
So for you, I'm gonna start with a serum. Anytime you use something that's really lightweight, it needs to be the first thing you put on. So
Okay.
it goes closest to the skin before anything else. And this actually boosts hydration 520%. So this is gonna be something like in the eye area that you will love.
And how do you decide where to start? Do you start with the eyes always?
Well, I start in the driest zones, and the eyes don't have oil glands. So underneath here doesn't have the ability to replenish itself like the rest of the skin on the face. So after we've done our serum closest to the skin, then you're gonna go with your moisturizer. This goes on before primer. If you have dry skin, you're gonna put moisturizer all over. If you have combination skin, you're gonna put it in your dry zones first. Now I'm gonna avoid your T-zone too much with the moisturizer, because that tends to be where we're more oily. I'm gonna slightly overlap the moisturizer with the serum, just patting because I don't wanna move what's underneath. Now it comes to primer. Primers come in lots of different colors, textures, and silicone is the smoothing ingredient.
Okay.
So I'm showing you a colorless one here, and I'm showing you a pink one here.
Pink?
This is a color that's very brightening and lifting to the skin. So when you put your foundation on over top, it's just gonna have this beautiful sort of blend of yellow and pink tones, which is how skin naturally is anyway.
Amazing.
Now this, you're definitely gonna wanna use anywhere that you need surface refining. Visible pores here.
Okay.
Fine lines here.
Got it.
A little bit of visible pores right here on the chin. And for different folks, that's gonna be, different levels of that.
Okay.
I generally wait till the very end to do the nose,
Oh, why is that?
because I like to keep everything on the nose really sheer.
Okay.
When you have too much makeup on your nose, that's when it's really noticeable. So you're primed, now it's time for foundation.
And I have to tell you, there are so many products on the market that I don't even know where to start when picking one.
Coverage and finish, start there. What do I want my skin to look like at the end, and how much do I feel like I need to cover?
Okay.
I can tell you that we tend to think we need to cover a lot more than we should. I prefer to treat foundation not like sort of painting the house, but I like to be really delicate and apply it where needed. You can blend, you can mix, you can put moisturizer into it to sheer it down. So I always say, if in doubt, choose something that's a little bit more full coverage as opposed to too thin, because you can always sheer it down a little bit so that it doesn't feel too heavy for you. So I always start here, I say kind of like a starburst. You wanna start in the middle and just work out and down across the cheeks. Sweep when you wanna sheer it down, or you can stipple when you wanna build. With this formula, HD, I love to kind of just lightly apply it, let it dry and do its thing. Many times we overwork the foundation, so it will tend to get streaky. Just apply it lightly
And let it be.
and let it do its thing. Okay.
I love it.
Concealing.
Okay.
We still have to do it.
Okay.
You can use concealer two different ways. You can use it as a highlighter or corrector. And actually for this one, I'm using a little bit more of a pink or peachy based concealer.
Okay.
Small brush, kind of like the shape of your finger, right?
Oh yeah.
So this is really great because it's round.
Okay.
And you can just dab it right where you need it. Gives you more precision. And we're not doing the whole like swoop underneath the eye right now. We're just doing a little detail brightening, because your foundation should be the other neutral ground in there. So if you put the same color all over the whole area, it just makes it more noticeable.
Oh,
But
that's
if
a
we
great point.
have like a puff,
Yeah.
and then we put a little light color like right next to it in the valley, then it pulls the valley up to the same level as the puff. If you put your foundation on the puffy area, then it pushes it back a little bit. So we're just pushing and pulling until they even out. So that's what you're doing with concealer. Now, if you're using concealer, let's say for blemishes or something like that, then generally you want to have one that matches exactly your skin and not necessarily a brightening one like what we're using under your eyes. Something like that you can put right on top after you've done your foundation. I always say, if you can still see it, then conceal it. How do you think it looks?
I love it.
I like it. So now powder. How do you feel about that?
A little scared, but I feel like it's a necessary thing. I just don't use it the right way.
Right. This is a finishing powder. Feel this, how lightweight it is.
Oh
You
my
feel that?
gosh. Oh, it's super
nothing.
fine. Yeah.
It's filled with silica. So we're gonna start in the eye area,
Okay.
because you really want to make sure that that concealer stays set and you want to make sure that you do get that soft focus finish. Because it's so thin, you can imagine that if you don't use a lot of it, it's going to be very undetectable on the skin.
Okay.
And that's exactly what you want. And I also like to use a dark brush when I'm using it, because then I can see how much powder is on there.
Oh.
I'm really kind of just like patting this in, and I'm rolling my brush instead of sweeping.
Okay.
Okay? Let's give you a little
Yeah.
here too, and here as well. Now, if we want to do a little bit more oil control for you, I would use something like a setting powder. Place the powder in your brush. You want to press it in to the palm of your hand so that it's not gathered on the brush. You want it to just be right in there. And then you would actually just press and roll so that you don't see a lot of powder on the surface texture. Okay, there you have it. Flawless foundation.
The key is, if you're gonna go bold and big, kind of try to stick within the parameters of where your face ends.
Oh, okay. So not
So-
too much. Yeah.
Yeah,
don't go too
not
far
too
out
much
here.
width. So if you
And what you want to do here is you almost want to act like a little wedge. I always say it's kind of like a slice of cheesecake. It's a little bigger out here, and then it tapers in towards the